Something else about Mexico I want to talk about. I've wanted to talk about this for years, 10 years. I've known about this for 10 years. And the reason I didn't want to expose it was because someone I really care about would be implicated and probably have a major consequence happen in their life as a result. Well, basically, everyone's aware of the undocumented immigration situation in the United States. The illegal aliens, whatever you want to call it. In every state of the 50 states, there are Mexicans. And you look at a map of a state, you see it's full of dots with names. There's thousands of them. Well, each city has Mexicans. Lots of them. Hundreds, thousands of them. And undocumented families from Mexico, if you look closely, you know, sometimes it's a really strange situation. Like they'll have brand new cars, and they live in neighborhoods that are, you know, they never really have any problem paying for anything. And they're always doing just fine, while other people are suffering. And you notice that in the traffic, you look over and, you know, they'll be driving, and you think to yourself, that's a $30,000 car, you know, and or if you've met them and you know that they can hardly speak English and they're driving brand new cars, and you wonder, how is this? And you think, well, you know, all the money that they don't pay taxes with must be going to a good thing, but it's bigger than that. Point being, I'm a sign language interpreter, and I can speak Spanish. And one of my clients was an AIDS victim. And in the process of enrolling him in the clinic and doing the interpretation, when it came up that he was undocumented, I was afraid for him. I was doing the signs. I thought about trying to get him to lie or something. Not knowing, you know, totally naive, not knowing that he was completely in the clear, unbeknownst to me. That it was just fine that he was sitting there as this immigrant that's been there for 20 years. He'd been here for 20 years as a deaf Mexican, just doing odd jobs when he could, but always being taken care of by the Mexican network in the city. Point being, once he got AIDS, he started to get sick fast, and he had to enroll for the strong medicine. Strong HIV medicine costs a lot of money, and most Americans can't pay for it, and they die because they cannot keep up with the premiums for the medicine, and there are no insurance programs that will outright pay that 100%. But when it comes to undocumented immigrants, it's paid for 100%. That's wrong. Way wrong. If you have that kind of problem and you're an immigrant, you don't have to worry about it. Whereas if you're an American, you're going to die. That's the difference. In the process of learning this, the caseworker applied him for an insurance program that they have called, I don't want to even name it because this is just an informative video, but it has a name. This person's name is this name and foundation. Well, I researched the name. The person does not exist. It's a phony name. And it's a foundation that has $1 billion in it set aside for the illegals. If any of them get sick, they apply for this and they get everything paid for. This is a little major secret that I never knew about. And whenever I've talked to like major publications about this, they want to know the name and they'll run the story. And I'm hesitant to blow that out of the water because I was his interpreter for 10 years. And I didn't want him to lose. He would die. I would know that man would die because I exposed this. So here I am caught. But I know that this is the case for thousands and thousands and thousands of these people. No matter what illness they have, no matter what medicine they need, they get it for free. For free. And it just doesn't stop. President Obama, if you can even call him the president, his big plan is to give them all amnesty. So it'll be even worse. It'll just be them laughing at the rest of us that are enslaved to taxes and our health insurance dilemma, while they get everything, carte blanche. My point to start this off about the cars and the houses, it really looks like there's an entire well-financed network for them to have places to live, free cars. They want this country riddled with people like that who cannot sue the corporations, who will just go to work and not complain, and they will give them all these amenities because it's worth it in the long run if you cut out all the people, the American citizens, who have the legal right to sue the corporations for redress of grievances. The one thing they don't want. America, you gotta wake up to this. If you're not an American and this is not a vacation, you gotta go. Now.